Perfect. Well, here we are. But you listen to clips on social.
Yeah.
Okay,
I get
so
all
like
of that.
that's
And I guess I pick up things here and there, like just through, Instagram and, the quote posts and that type of stuff. But
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like, what do I want to get? I want to get out as a podcast that people actually want to listen to,
okay.
and it's like a little elevated. I mean, I feel like there's like
Mm-hmm.
podcasts that I listen to if I want to get like Real Housewives updates.
Sure. Elevated in a basement in LA. Yeah, sure.
Are we recording?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great. Okay, good.
Just kidding. Go on. Keep going. Okay.
No, I feel like we should be. Let's set the scene.
Okay.
Like this is our first attempt, or my first attempt to record a podcast called Cracked.
Yep.
Right, episode 1.
Let's talk from the beginning. I guess. Okay. So what is it about? And then tell me about the name. Why Cracked?
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like you're interviewing me. This is great. Like Cracked. Okay, so I was having a moment of lowness probably in 2025, doing some like deep diving, seeing what other opportunities are out there. And I heard of this thing called quiet cracking, right? And like, it was interesting because we've all heard of quiet quitting, but quiet cracking was more of like what was happening so slowly that you're not noticing it's happening to you, where you're kind of like slowly disconnecting from the day to day because you're feeling unfulfilled. And I'm like, wow. I mean, that really, not to start on a low note, because I don't think it was a low note. I think it was just an epiphany that a lot of people are feeling this way, where they're feeling they're not excited about work. Right? Like it's becoming, you kind of hit a ceiling with how much work we do. I mean, for people that are going to be listening to this, we work in advertising.
Right.
Which is a super hard job to be in. TT is our strategist. Like it's hard to keep the job interesting. You kind of become jaded.
Right.
And I think, with conversations that we haven't recorded before this, I think we're both a little bit jaded in terms of...
Yeah.
So it's like either become jaded or look for an opportunity to make it interesting, and that's kind of what this podcast is.
I love that. Well, so then, so this is the antithesis of quiet cracking. We are actually cracking.
Loudly.
Yeah. And cracking.
And don't think that we're above talking about pop culture.
You want this to be about pop culture. I know. Okay.
I kind of...
Yeah. The thing is that I feel like that's what's challenging about working professionally in social media versus experiencing social media. I think what people don't understand is that we get briefed in on things, on projects from a marketing perspective, but we have an obligation to culture.
Yeah,
so when you think about social, it has to be both. And sometimes we get put in one, and then we're trying to have a conversation outside because we all know the trope of like, oh, the intern really popped off in the comments today and all that stuff. It's like, because we're like active, like social people naturally are thinking more like human in that sense, not necessarily.
If you're doing it right. Sometimes or a lot of the times we're not doing that. Like we'll get a brief, we'll have a client, and we'll start thinking as though we've never seen anything before, where it's like, that's not how people are engaging with what we're doing right now. So this is more of an opportunity. Like, how would I say this? Like, it's optimistic. Like, let's set the tone.
Good,
like, it's
good.
it's like, and I think you think that I'm pessimistic. You literally said that.
I know. Yeah.
When
Just
we
as an observation, just as a side. Well, no, to your point, like it's hard to, to borrow some energies around it where we work, it's hard to stay optimistic in such a doom and gloom world in that sense. God. And from a professional sense, from a personal sense, from a political sense. So, it's hard not to think what's ahead, but I think that my philosophy on all of it is like, we're all fucked, so let's just lean into it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird kind of Pollyanna way
I'm
of
going to have that be the opening. Yeah. We're all so let's just lean into it. That's kind of
totally.
how I feel.
Yeah.
So you tell me, did you have New Year's like a resolution? I feel like you're a resolution guy.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. I didn't.
How have I not asked you this?
No, well, we talked a little. I did some vision boarding this year.
Oh my God.
Of course, but then vision board is very much like what all the things you really want to attain, things that you want, milestones. Normally, that's what it typically is. But
I love that.
I think at this point, and I think you and I are both at a point in our careers where we kind of have anything we can get anything we want, and we have everything we can get or whatever.
Yeah.
So mine actually shifted. I feel like my resolution is to have less like goals. Because I think and be and act more in terms of like do the things
less
that make
goals.
Less goals and more feels.
Oh God.
That's what it is.
That's crazy. That's probably the opposite for me.
Yeah. Well, that's why this is such a great podcast in that sense. But no, it's just like because I think that to your point, like in my I guess POV into quiet cracking is that I was like so like ingrained with like, okay, what's my next thing? What's my next thing?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
we would, and I think that we're so opportunity excited about stuff, so that you're just jumping from thing to thing. But what does it all matter?
I
Like,
don't know. I
and
mean, that's the true that's the unfortunate part that I think that happened, because you do become you come get to a place where you do realize like none of this
yeah,
really matters. Are we really making a
right,
difference?
right, right, right. And
I don't know.
to that point, and that's why it goes back for my resolution was just like, I need to do things that make me feel excited. I want
Yeah.
to do things that make me feel happy. And if that's not the sexiest, newest thing, or is that it's just things that like kind of bring me joy. Those are the opportunities I
Yeah.
take. Which is
Yeah.
why I came and wanted to do this
I
with
know, you're
you.
so good. You're such a good friend.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you put
We'll have each other
listen,
forever.
this could go up or this could go down real quick.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we're fucked, so we're gonna do it and we're gonna lean into it, and it doesn't matter. So
It's like, okay, it's just like, what is my New Year's resolution? Well, definitely
True.
to get a podcast going.
Okay. We've already
I think it's
won.
more like, but to dig deeper, it's not like I'm like this. I have like a burning desire to be a podcast host. It's just like I have a lot to say. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts.
Yep.
And I feel like, and not this is a fact. You can't always say how you feel at work. You know, I don't really get paid to say how I really feel, right? You get paid to do what's right for other people. And I'm like, okay, well, I actually want to find a platform where we can just start having like interesting conversations. Sometimes I do just want to talk about pop culture.
Yeah.
But pop culture affects everything.
Yeah.
It is mass market, and I feel like there's shows, there's art, there's all these other things that kind of are happening in front of us, and we don't incorporate it into how we actually execute.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, maybe people will listen to us and it will influence
I think
some
so.
work
I mean,
that we
honestly,
actually put
like,
out there.
you know, at one point when I first met you, you had mentioned to me that you want to
Oh,
like
God.
build your personal brand, and you want to be, this is your year of Teresa Myrill. Like, this is your year of, and you're trying to get
all
your
the
own identity.
zodiac is on my side.
Yeah, she's a triple Leo, everyone. So like, she loves
if
it.
you haven't noticed.
So like,
this is the most Leo thing to happen after
yeah.
J-Lo made the Amazon movie.
She wants to hear herself talk. No, I'm just kidding. But I think that
No,
you do
you're
have a
not.
you do have a perspective to share, and I think this is your time to do it. I mean, that's the other thing about working in social. We work behind a brand at all times.
Yes.
Our identity, our perspective is like kind of
Yes.
like shoehorned into whatever brand we happen to be working on that day. So
Yeah, I'm like, hey, why am I helping sell all these things and not like sell myself?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna lean in and we're gonna sell ourselves. I think this is gonna be an amazing year.
It's amazing. I mean, what's your zodiac again?
I'm a
you tell me?
Gemini.
Let me
Gemini
pull up.
sun. I'm a Taurus rising, and then I'm a Sag moon.
How does your year look? Because I know I'm getting some.
It's a great year. I think it's a great year because of my Taurus rising. I think like we're all like, regardless. I mean, what they say, 2026 is the year of the fire horse. So we are.
I know, like your snake last year.
Yeah. So we're shedding. We were shedding a lot of our previous identity. So
I'm nodding.
Yeah. So we were quiet cracking last year. Now we've shed that, and now we're cracking this year. It's gonna be good. It's just like putting out, like, we're gonna do whatever the hell we want.
Somewhere in there is an intro. I'm certain of it when I listen back to this.
You'll just like slip, like clip, like yeah.
Okay, well, I wanted something like a soft launch for us. I felt like this was gonna be really good. Besides the New Year's resolutions, but
yeah.
So I was listening to the news this morning, and they were saying instead of people setting which you actually kind of did when you answered the question, is like people are no longer setting New Year's resolutions. They're doing these things called keystones.
Oh, interesting.
Which is essentially like a light touch habit that you start introducing that's easier to keep than, because apparently they did some type of research that like 0% of people actually hold true to their resolutions or something.
Sure. Yeah.
I made that stat up, but it's damn near close to 0.
Mm-hmm.
So people are doing these more like smaller things that they can introduce over time that helps them, elevate their living, but like a softer touch.
Yeah.
So some people are saying, okay, introduce breath work, have like time to yourself.
Yeah.
So do you have a new habit that you want to introduce into your life? That's not a resolution, but more something that you can do.
Well, so one thing I think that one is that everything needs to be balanced even when introducing habits. I think we have a lot of lists of things that like we've always aspired and admired of others that people do. So like breathwork, I think, is something that I would love to do. Actually, you bring it up, like that's something that I wanted to explore. Yeah, because I've just been so so
people
many
swear by it.
People really swear by it, but it's just never something I've never tried before. So like that maybe would be something I would like bring in.
Breathwork. We're LA.
But then that other habit is like I also in this whole thing about like seeking things that make you excited, things that bring you joy. Like,
yeah.
Bringing like still maintaining the habits that you love. Like we love going shopping, we love walking around, we love like going and finding things. Like those are things that I want to upkeep and still part. So I think that's what I mean by like that sense of balance. But If there's one, I mean, I've been reading a lot more. I mean, that was
Yeah,
something
you
that
read a lot.
I didn't read at all in high school or college or in my 20s at all. It's like,
Did you say you saw you put on your TikTok? If people aren't following TT on TikTok, they need to. But he said that he read 12 books, which I don't know. Seems like a lot to
yeah,
me.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
And then I see other people. Well, again, comparison is a thief of joy. So I'm not going to look at left and right. But yes, last year I read 16 books. This year I'm going to read 20. So yeah.
Okay.
But it's something that I've always aspired to. Like that's one of those like all like the smart brainy strategist people read books. So I was like, why don't I read books? I just sit here and scroll on my phone.
Why don't you read books?
4 or 5 hours. So yeah. So then I like made it a thing. But the habit, the way I started it was much more clinical and objective in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I would be like, okay, I'm gonna read a chapter. I would literally put my bookmark in
where you want to hit,
and I want to get there,
That's
and then
so
it would
triggering.
and then it'd be done, and then I'd be like, okay, I got there, and then I was like, I'm not really. Why am I reading for? I'm reading for achievement. I'm not reading for joy.
Yeah.
So then,
are you getting these quotes from your books?
Huh?
Is that a quote that you just made up, or is it from a book?
No, I'm just saying, like, because I'm basically referencing the same, like, 4 things at the same time.
Okay.
No, yeah. But, yeah. So I've been trying to read more.
All right,
Yeah.
TT. I mean, you're having easy ones. I don't even know. Like a soft habit was like for me. I was like, okay, mine was in breathwork, by the way. Like that's not my thing.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be more speak up more.
Okay.
Which
good
is kind of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And be more intentional about Pilates.
Oh, that's good. I love that. It's like a little physical, something a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
The investment in a Pilates machine, I kind of have to. Just economically, it would make no sense for me to lean out now. But
yeah. Well, I like the self-directed nature of it. So tell me more
and
about.
I want to record 50 podcasts. So that means almost a podcast a week for the next year and see where it goes.
Possible. Yeah. Tell me more about this speaking up. Like, was it before like you just didn't?
I don't know.
Because from the outside, and like, I can tell you, and anybody who's listening to this, who works with you or has interacted with you, like you have a presence that in any room, and I feel like your perspective is always felt. So. Yeah. I'm not trying to gaslight you, but this seems like an inner, like you don't feel like you're getting spoke. So I'm curious, like, what
I hope
do you
this
want
turns
to share?
into a therapy session because it's very true. I don't know. I just feel like I have a lot of opinions and I'm scared a lot to say it because, I think I'm smart enough to know at this point, like once you say it, it's out there, and you hear how people react to how other people overshare their opinions, and I think I've become less likely to interject and disagree. Yeah. When I know or feel like it's wrong because it hasn't really gotten me anywhere. Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, I don't care at this point. Yeah. Like,
well, I do think that, and when you think about yourself, when you listen to other outspoken people in rooms, like, regardless of whether you agree with what they say or you don't agree, I think that's an inherent, like, even if we don't call it a respect for somebody to actually say something.
Yeah.
It might be annoying to hear, but like, I don't know. I think
you know what I'm talking about. There's people that just come off as contrarian, like in a meeting, and you're just kind of like, and I'm not even talking about work. I'm talking about in general.
Just in life.
Let's just start document. And sometimes I say like funny shit, and I think like more people have to hear the funny things I have to say.
Yeah.
So like,
right.
It's also like I feel like I'm starving the world.
Yeah. Well, another thing they talk about how being successful. We talk about what it takes to be successful on social is a level of delusion.
Oh yeah.
So I think that, like, for both of us, in some senses, like, let's be less aware.
Literally.
Like, we are so self-aware, and we're so aware, like, we've been conditioned to be such a way that, like, it is kind of nice just to, like...
I can't agree with you more. Literally, every piece of, research that I was doing, obviously, now I'm getting retargeted with all these people that are, like, trying to get motivational speak and say...
Great.
To be successful is you kind of have to be delusionally, like, confident in what... Yeah. Even if you're not really saying anything particularly interesting, which... I'm not saying anything I have to say is interesting, but people will listen if you like give a conviction. And also they're saying like, just dump a bunch of content out there. Mm-hmm. Like, which has kind of been your strategy, I think. Like, just like record every thought that you possibly have.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get better at recording myself too. Like, if I have a lot to say, I need to start like getting it on social. I don't know how or getting it out there.
Well, the Leo thing I know is like a very perfectionist quality. I know all Leos want to make sure they get it right the first day. They got to stick the landing. I think that I don't know if this is helpful for you. So like, yes. So I shit post a lot. I post a lot, but I think sometimes, and I don't know where it comes from, and maybe I do have a sense of, I mean, I'm a narcissist to a certain extent as well, but just like I feel...
You suffer from the same disease.
Yeah, that's why we're friends. There's just a feeling, I just need to share it.
Yeah.
I have a thought that I need to immediately share with people.
Yeah.
And I can't, I can't hold it back. So it's a double-edged sword in the sense that like I can't really
I
like
can stuff it
perform.
down though.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not like I'm like well
which is probably
like
not helped
then
me.
say like dance monkey dance like say this and I'm like I don't really feel like it. I need to feel like it. So it's a little like annoying, but that's what
It's a
yeah.
cross that you have to
That's
carry.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
you overshare, but it's good. I
yeah.
mean, like, I don't know. And also, it's interesting because I think that a lot of my opinions come off as negative too, which is also
Mm.
not something that you want to be spraying all over the
No,
place.
no,
If you
no.
like, if people feel like you have like negative perspective, which I don't necessarily think I am. That's definitely not something I want to perpetuate. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm into the other. Maybe it's having two parents that are lawyers, but I'm into arguing the other side.
Right. Well,
You
I think
know?
you're naturally like discerning
Yeah,
and you
I
have
mean, I
like a
think
high bar in that sense. And you are a purveyor of culture. You see what's out there and all that stuff too. But then also like I think
like it's
yeah.
hard for me to even be surprised about what I see like on the
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be, like, pretty, like, substantial for me to be like, "Whoa," like that, I didn't see that
Yeah.
coming, like, if I hear about another,
Yeah.
like, rich person that did something terrible, like, I can't even act surprised anymore, I'm like,
Yeah.
"What would you be doing?"
Right.
Like, at this point. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
It's that's and I don't know if it's because I'm becoming desensitized, which
Yeah.
is very much could be the case,
Yeah.
just over information, but,
Right.
like, it's also hard for me to even be shocked anymore about what I'm even
That's
saying.
true. Well, I mean, I think it goes back to the impetus of this podcast in a lot of ways. Because if we talk about like quiet cracking, like that's kind of like the reason, right? There's just so many inputs. But then I guess like
Yeah.
maybe that's a discovery through this work or through this talking that we'll find out like, okay, so how do you find the other side? Because to
Yeah.
your point, like you want to, okay, all that shit is
I
outside.
wanna look for the silver lining.
Yeah, where is that? And like, I guess like in that sense, maybe that's a good question. I hear people talk on other podcasts about this, but like, where do you find silver linings, or what are the silver linings as if you were to look in your life or in culture? Like, what are the things that make you smile, make you laugh? Like, what is there anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, is there anything?
She just, I always
Is
have
there
this joke about
anything
Teresa. She's just
you
like this little black
like?
kitty making wonderful, elaborate meals, just watching like true crime all night, all day.
But, like, what's to say if I actually enjoy watching that stuff? Like, that stuff does bring me joy. Like, it's very
Mm.
interesting. Like, the psychology, but I could go I'm high-low, though.
Yeah.
Like, I can go, like, super highbrow, like,
Yeah.
intellectual, deep documentary, and then I'm also, like, I got into Love Island, and I thought I was above that. So, like,
Yeah.
there's no, like
Yeah.
but, like, I do like to watch and learn, and I like to study people.
Yeah.
Like, I
see that.
I didn't major in marketing or any of this
Right.
stuff. Like, I fell into a social and cultural analysis, just learning
Yep.
like how culture is formed, like how that
Yeah.
communication. That's what's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Social media to really, I initially started. Now, who knows what it is?
Right.
That's probably a great question to write down. What is social media at this point?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was just an expression of culture, youth
Yeah.
culture, really, if it
Right,
was
right,
college students.
Right.
So it was hopeful.
Yeah.
Now it's not necessarily that.
Well, I think,
It's
there it is,
definitely
I
not
think,
that
in
at
that
all.
way. Like, the only way to get over something is through it. And you're kind of like, instead of being like letting culture get you down, let's get into culture and like find the things that make us excited. And I think maybe that is something to say of like even how whether you work in social or you're like trying to create in social or whatever, it's like, that's where you have to kind of play.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think those are the only ones that are actually successful, right? Like, I can't think of well, actually, do more channels succeed if they're positive or negative? Like, I don't really know.
Oh, true.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, so my first viral moment
I'm
on
shrugging.
TikTok,
Yeah, okay. Let's talk
which
about
is
it.
kind of hilarious, was I had made, and this was back in 2021. I had done this post. This is hilarious. The backstory is that it was about Meghan Trainor. I personally love Meghan Trainor.
Yes.
I love the music. I'm into it. Whatever.
TT is a millennial through and through.
Yeah. Very much. Yeah. Find me at TJ Maxx. I am that basic girl. So I love her, but then all of a sudden, like during
Do you love her now with the do you see the drama with the
the moms thing?
club?
I haven't been keeping up. I mean, I don't have. I'm a millennial girl, not a millennial mom.
Got
so
it,
I
got
haven't
it.
gotten into that yet. But
Okay.
yes.
I can update you.
Yeah. Let's do that after this. But anyways, all to say, basically, I like facetiously posted a post about Meghan Trainor's like music career coming back to life, and I kind of had a tone in my post that said like, well, this is all your fault. Y'all hated Meghan Trainor. Now she's becoming popular. Just putting that out there. But The crazy thing about it was that post ended up getting
We'll
viral.
tag Meghan Trainor in this.
Yeah, please. Oh my God, she's gonna come after me. Well, she probably, if she doesn't know me already.
She's super busy though with the mom's.
But like the at the time, I mean, it's still nothing to sneeze about. I got 2 million views on that video.
That's a lot.
But the comments were the most interesting and the amazing part about it, because there was so much hate in the comments.
I was about to say, yeah.
And the hate was the thing that really drove this video. Like, that's why it went viral.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I think sometimes, and the way we see in marketing nowadays, like a stumble really is the most amazing thing, like, or a mistake, because you want people to like grab onto that. If we had a positive,
don't give me another
more
reason to be apprehensive about putting this out, because it takes one clip.
No, yeah,
to just
But like, you know, we also work in an industry, at least for me, is like any press is good press. Like, it doesn't really hurt anything. I mean, like, we know there's influencers out there that spew hate all the time, and they, you know, they're just laughing their way to the bank. It's the Taylor Swift approach, right?
I mean, totally.
I feel like most people are kind of in this kind of in between culture now. Like, I don't think that we can there's personalities, there's bad things that happen, but we kind of are. I think in a weird way.
I think we've been in social long enough that we're seeing like the second time around the sun. Like, we've lived through, like, now we're living through people's like resurrections and second careers and these whole Meghan Trainor 2.0, Demi Lovato 2.0, like all of these people, like, we've been around long enough that I feel like now I'm more likely to give someone a second chance. I think in the beginning, like, when like all these things happen, you're kind of like, they're dead to me. But now I'm like, listen, I'm into the new Demi. I'm into the new whatever. Like, that's actually why they were saying 2026 is a big year for millennials in general, like that generation. Like, they were saying, like, Gen Z really has been the focus, but now people are really focusing on millennials because they look better than ever. They're kind of on their like second skin. Like, so now I feel like this actually is a timely time for us.
Right. No, I think so too. I mean, like, you know,
damn it, Gen Z. No.
Gen Z will have their time in probably 2036 or something, when they'll finally like, because like,
when they'll settle down.
Well, because like, you know, that was something that I also noticed, you know, like at one point we were the target audience.
I know.
It's hard. And so like everything we were spewing, I mean, that's why I got hired at many of my jobs. Like,
100%.
Bring the especially for social.
That is literally
bring
how
the
we
millennial
hire
in.
people.
Let them be our focus group for the next like 6 months.
Yes, we want to just suck your brain of what you like and think.
Now that we've kind of like graduated, and maybe this is what Gen X feels, it's kind of like, okay, we've kind of like the whatever, the wool's been pulled over our eyes. We're now kind of a little bit more seasoned. We've seen it around. We can be a little bit more objective.
Yeah.
I think like that's that second realization,
and we're like young enough to still be motivated to change things.
Sure.
I think that the older generation is a little bit like, listen, I did what I could.
Totally.
Like, you know, like, we've raised our kids, like, they're now 35. What am I, 37? Like, not much change is going to happen.
Right.
I think that we're, like, young enough that we're still aspirational, but, like, old enough that we're just jaded enough to, like, not take the shit anymore, which is an interesting kind of demographic.
I think to that point, like, I think they always, like, I think that 35, around this, because I'm in the, you know, I'm 34, so mid-30s kind of range.
34?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were closer in age.
Okay, well, I can be 36 for you. It's fine.
No, I want to come down. Don't come up.
Yeah. I think that the hard decisions are being made right now.
Yeah.
With people within our age demo.
Yeah.
Like, you are deciding whether, okay, time's ticking, especially for our women, like, you know, in terms of like, you know, want to get pregnant, want to have families and all that stuff. And the pressures and seeing that left and right. So I think that's what's also kind of egging on why 2026 for folks in this mid-30s range is really important, because you're going to need to make some hard, like, you need to pick a lane and stick to it.
Yeah. The jig is up for us, I think.
Right. I think they used to think it was like in your 30s or early 20s, but at that point you're still kind of figuring things out. Like,
I did nothing right in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's how it's supposed to be, I think, honestly.
Yeah, but like, that's not what you're thinking. You're thinking you're so old when you're 27.
You think that your life is over.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Master, how old are you?
Oh, there you go.
God. Yeah, like,
yeah. Your life is over. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're having fun. You should have fun. Have as much fun as you can.
But I remember being 29 when I moved to Miami, and thinking like, wow, like, this is it. Like, I'm old. Now I'm like, what? 37 feels so, it sounds so old, but I feel so young.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like why, I don't know, brands are really, like, literally I opened up I wrote it down too. I saw a new ad with Olay with Michelle Gellar.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Did you watch her in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I didn't watch, but
I know, because you don't like anything like dark and...
I don't watch any TV or like that. Or anyways, go.
Even back then? In the 90s?
I think I just may have missed that.
the 27 seasons
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
Buffy the
Whoops. Yeah, yeah.
Vampires.
Anyway,
She
okay.
dated Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes, I knew that part. Yeah.
Or married him. I think that
I think they're married, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, she's like, so she's in the ad, and then Christina Aguilera was at Year One doing a smoothie.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is literally the early 2000s.
That's great. Well, you know what? It was funny.
And then the mom group drama is all Hilary Duff,
I
too.
was trying to think, like, who are millennial references now? Like, who are I was trying to think, like, if you were to create a campaign to target specifically millennials, like, who are the people we were even going to bring in? I was like, I was thinking of TV shows that, like, we would reference.
Well, you're like, what, are you going to do Disney Channel?
No, not necessarily, because that even has some Gen Z spillover. So I was like,
that's true.
Parks and Rec or Office, like, is that kind of, like, would we bring in an Amy Poehler to be in a marketing ad? Maybe not.
It's weird because, like, for me, what is a good millennial? Like, you automatically go to music. Like, you go to the 2000s.
Great.
So you go to, like, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys,
Yeah.
like 98 Degrees,
Sure,
like all
sure.
of that,
Yeah.
Boys to Men,
Right,
a little
right.
older. But if I had to think of, like, actors, like, I don't know.
I think
I would say, like, Sex and the City, but, like, I was young watching older. Like, if I actually watch Sex and the City now, she's my age. How bizarre is that? But I was watching Sex and the City when I was like in, senior year of high school or something. So it's like it's very weird.
I do think I think Sarah Michelle Gellar, if you got me in, like that's a good like kind of starting point, or at least references I think about like who that group is, and you think like Jessica Alba is kind of also within like
that's true. What was she? Jessica Alba though. I forgot she acted.
Jessica Alba wasn't really in.
I figured she acted because she's so successful now.
I know she was in Honey. I watched Honey.
She was we were the one of the three people. I actually really liked that movie.
That was really fun. I thought so.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
You thought Honey.
Yeah.
Anyway, her dancing was questionable, but anyway.
Right.
A millennial reference? I don't even know. Like Ryan Cabrera?
I think it's a little too niche.
Too niche.
Ryan Cabrera wasn't that like Ashley Simpson or something?
Yeah, she dated Ashley Simpson. There you go. That's a good one. Or Jessica Simpson. At this point, I would say Britney Spears, but I don't know what's happening there. But yeah, like that. Just basically whatever was on TRL is what I would think. Did you watch TRL?
A little bit. Like it would, you just catch it when it was on.
You're probably. What? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
We had different.
Yeah, totally.
You're also now that I realize you're 3 years younger than me.
That, but also like I was a West Coast kid. You're on the East Coast.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Maybe that's something different. I also, I think also the dynamic between siblings because I'm the oldest of mine. So
and I'm the youngest.
And you're the youngest. So you already had like kind of like touch points to get in, or like if you were close with your, like, I was the oldest, and then like I had.
And
to
you have
charge.
sisters in your house, so you're probably watching different shit.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My sister was like sneaking HBO, like Sex and the City, like DVDs and shit. So I was watching that. More so the L Word probably on her end, but now so my end. So
love it.
So different stuff, but
yeah.
I don't know. Well, I just think that now, because now that it was funny, we were sitting, not to bring it back to work, but I was sitting there. One of our clients' goal is to connect with the youth, which is 18 to 34.
Okay.
And so the bunch of us were sitting on a call. Obviously, I was letting the strategists do what they do, and they were all trying to talk about what the youth want, and I'm like, nobody on this call is in the demographic, not even close.
Yeah. For 1834, I think.
18 to 34, yeah. And I'm like, first of all, I think 34 is youth, but I think essentially like entry level buying your first car.
Yeah.
So like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do they like?
It's true. Well,
you have to talk to them, and that used to be us. Like they were there used to be like calls where people are sitting around trying to talk to how to connect to millennials. Now we're trying to connect with 18 to 20-year-olds, and I'm like, I don't know.
I think what
they're not doing is caring about what we're talking about right now. That's for sure.
Maybe they're not caring about it, but I think they're a little bit more aware of it. I think
they're too aware of it.
Yeah. Which I think is something that it's like I think in marketing so often we're trying to fight. Like we're trying to fight the culture by like bringing back like what it was.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough acknowledgement of like we need to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get like brain dead from AI, then we got to meet them there first.
Then let's get ready.
Let's get ready for that. Not like Gen Z doesn't really understand the value of being outside. So let's just do like a completely like subversive thing. That's like marketing speak. That's not necessarily like
very true. Very true.
But no, well, I don't know if you saw the thing on LinkedIn, but they were talking about, or like there's like that. I think it's like I don't know if it's like a meme or something, but it's like 20-year-old like junior members are pitching things to their 30-year-old managers who are pitching it to 40-year-old leadership.
Is that a post?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who are pitching it to 50-year-old clients to try to market to 20-year-olds. So it's like, I think to that point, sometimes like if you want to talk to 20-year-olds, talk to people in our building,
I know,
Like I
I
don't think we don't I
know.
don't think we do enough of that. And I personally definitely don't do enough of that where I like
We had interns,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like that, well, when interns, college interns, like old enough,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
we should have asked them what
Yeah,
they're
yeah. Or
doing.
there's definitely
Or
people
they
that,
kind of told us they worked on a
we also
project.
have like AEs and junior AEs that are literally in that age demo that
Yeah,
we could
18,
ask.
19.
So I think
But like what question, how do you connect with somebody 18 to 20,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or
23?
how to connect. I think that
What are they doing?
oh, like what are they? Well, to your point, I don't really.
They're
I need
not listening to this podcast.
not listening to podcasts for sure. We're talking to 30s and 40-year-olds at like at a midlife crisis, like we are. They
Yeah.
I mean, okay. In terms of like connecting or like learning about, I mean, you have to just be curious. You have to and ask. You can't. I think going in with no assumptions. I think is the most important thing.
Yeah.
If I were to go.
I honestly feel like they're above the marketing of it all. Like I do
Mhm,
think we have become a
mhm.
little bit more full circle, or they have, where it's like when we said we wanted more from our
Yeah.
brands, I don't think we really meant that as millennials. Like I think
No,
that
no,
we
no,
were the
no.
ones that like wanted like a curated lifestyle
Yeah,
aspirational
yeah,
type
yeah.
of shit. I actually do think that Gen Z, or I'm not even going to say Gen Z, just people younger that are more like in the
Right.
culture really do want people to have a point of view.
Yeah.
I actually think that we were the opposite, and when people started sharing what they actually thought, we got scared and ran away, where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, I think the more truthful and the more direct and the more honest, like, that actually does resonate with them. I don't know, maybe that's just being hopeful,
No, yeah, yeah. I think so. Well,
but
I have been
which
so
I'm like, us so that's why I'm just like, how do you market to that?
how do you mark? Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that the awareness of it all, like they are more aware of things that are going on. I
Yeah.
also think that because I've been doing research actually not on Gen Z, like in this that gen, more Gen Alpha. When you think about Gen Alpha, they're being raised by millennials, so that's one kind of like access point. So then this
Gen
generation,
Alpha is 2010 to 2024.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so they're the nows.
They're the ones that are just the kids of right
Of
now.
today.
So then
The
the
kids of today.
1834 has been raised by Gen X, more Gen X parents, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
when you think about like that Gen X like mindset, like mean like they were raised to be skeptical. They were raised to question. Like there's so much
Mid
shit that was
40s to
happening in the 80s
60s.
and the 90s in our country to like kind of to to question.
Yeah.
Whereas I think millennials, I think we were all part of this like kind of startup life of like the late 90s,
Yes,
and so I
remember
think
that?
so there's a lot. So I think that the millennial mindset is interesting because we were very much like we idolized the founders, the people that like paved their own paths to
Yeah,
follow
the grind,
the
because we
grind.
actually saw the payoff
Yes,
of a lot of those
yes,
things
yes.
come to fruition.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like what was interesting when I was reading about Gen Alpha is that we're actually raising our those kids to be just as ambitious. Now, do they want that? I don't know.
Yeah.
But like
Well, that's true.
they talk about like this activity mandate where like we believe in anything, like we could believe you can achieve anything. So if you want to be the next great chef, great. But that means that we're going to enroll our
But
kids in all the cooking classes. We're going to get them all the fanciest gadgets. You're going to do an immersion camp in Italy. We're going to make you we're going to shadow, go to Funke and have you a fine dining dinner. Like we're going to set that all up. Whereas
yes.
for Gen X, I don't think that was the case. It
Yeah.
was more kids were like, okay, you're going to figure it out what you want. Like we've been burned by the system. So you're just going to like kind of,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're going to just kind of take it and what's the
And
practical,
see what naturally comes to you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which
that
I think to back to the original question is like, what do you think 18 to 34? I think 18 to 34 are over it. Like they look at millennials like y'all are burned out for what?
yeah.
For nothing. So
That is true. I have heard that they're actually, they're not motivated, but the ideology of you work hard, you pay off, you work 9 to 5, you can retire with a pension type of life is no longer even appealing to them.
yeah, yeah. Or like
Like,
or it could be or it's like or the stability of it is somewhat like
but I think they're watching us millennials live through, like, it's not stable.
sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah,
There is no
definitely. Yeah, yeah,
stability
yeah.
still.
So then like in that sense, like where do you find like
There's that optimistic Teresa.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's okay. We'll
It's
have
a lot.
we'll have an optimism jar, and then I'll be able to buy like
No,
a
but it
little
is true,
Ferrari.
like, because they're watching the chasm of, like, having gone through, essentially, we very much went to good schools, went to good
Yeah,
colleges,
yeah.
got good jobs, even interned through that,
Right.
did all this stuff, and, like, is it fulfilling?
Right.
Like, is it actually making us happy? I don't know.
Right.
And then forget it, introducing social media to us. Like, now we're like watching how it's actually affecting people, where the new generation, like, this is just what it is.
Right. Well, I guess
and we left them a burning planet, and they're reading all of this like kind of crazy, like what's going to happen 10, 15 years. Like, they're like, I want to move to Costa Rica and start like a coffee business.
Yeah. And maybe that.
And like they literally will.
Yeah. And I think because in a way, to that point, they've kind of rejected whatever society is.
Well, just money. I think people are making money or looking at how to make money differently.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, I think of money differently. Like, I think I grew up wanting like a stable paycheck, making, you think, well, okay, like what's upper middle class,
Sure.
what is that bracket you have to hit? And then when you hit that, you're like, well, that's not even close to enough money. You know, and but now I think the younger generation sees like they can make money off of OnlyFans, they can make money off of, I don't know, TikTok shop now. Like, they're making money in their 20s, when I was like still getting money from my parents to live in New York.
Right. Which I think maybe that's a distinction too, that like in a way, like you were chasing, like you wanted the money, but we were still like, okay, but like I'm gonna still do something that I'm passionate about to get there.
Yeah,
necessarily.
At least I tried.
This is more like, okay, I'm gonna like where the stability of Gen Z kids is like, I need money just to survive. I'm gonna do a bunch of cool things.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be all honed in on in starting the next greatest startup.
Right.
Or the next greatest podcast. Like, it's just like, I'm just going to get by so that I can do more things that I like to do, because I don't really give a shit about all this stuff that you're telling me that I need to like.
Yeah, I mean, I think that has to be though, because I don't even think the same opportunities are going to be there in 10, 15 years.
No. Yeah.
Like, listen, I don't know. I'm not even going to start introducing AI conversations in here, but like some type of shift, just like the introduction of the internet changed how people work.
Right.
Like the introduction of AI, like good, better, whatever, for worse, like it's going to happen. Like, I think it's just also just going to change like how money is even divvied up.
Right.
Like what are those streams of revenue?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I even wonder about like what, like I even see myself pulling back. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Like, as someone who loves fashion and brands.
Right. Uh-oh.
I mean, set yourself up.
No, it's good.
I don't know how much I care about them anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, I actually don't care. Like, it's so funny. The bag that I'm using is the first bag that I got, designer bag I got in college. And like, I would be like, oh, I would never use it again. Now I'm like, I don't even care. I know this seems like so...
No, it doesn't.
Consequential, but it's a changing of what is
right
even cool anymore.
Right.
I don't think it's cool.
Yeah,
to care about that.
I think that, so this is the kind of the struggle that I have, especially when we talk about like whether something is like generation specific or it's just a natural, or is it just natural just with age and time?
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think that, like, to your
Maybe
point,
I'm just
like
old.
No, not even that. Like, I think in our 30s, like we've kind of had at least this 30 plus years of like life experience that kind of got us to where we are. We're going through a shift. So like I think that we're allowed to kind of change. And I think a lot of people's all of our priorities are changing at this point in our life.
Well, it's like, what is it then? What, who am I then without that, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, like, as someone who considered herself, like, and
Right.
this is more used as a broader metaphor, but
Yeah.
like, if someone who thought themselves as someone that was stylish, but and also cared about that type of marketing and it connected to me, now that it no longer connects with me, like, well, who am I then?
No, it's amazing. Well, that's an amazing question in a sense, because it kind of makes me think of, I love CoStar, obviously. I'm a horoscope like fanatic. The best horoscope CoStar notification I've ever got is that you're risking becoming a parody of yourself.
Yeah.
That is like, in the sense of like, we
good.
commit to. Yeah, I was like, oh god, especially for a Gemini.
I am a parody of
everything
myself.
about our outward projection is everything. But it's like,
yes, I'm a caricature of Teresa.
Yeah. So like we build, because these are the things that people end up recognizing us for. They appreciate us for. It's also the thing that you build the most expertise over time.
Yeah.
I think what we don't allow ourselves is that like our identity at sometimes can be like a bit of a prison. Like you only can be these things.
Yeah.
I think that what we're learning now, and I think maybe even social media of it all, and like the way that the multi-hyphenate of it all kind of allows us, like, you can change. We give grace to so many people that decide to change their identity to, like, quit their jobs and move to Costa Rica and start the coffee shop or whatever. Like, we need to give ourselves kind of that same grace, because I don't think anybody would judge you otherwise. I think there's a fear of judgment that we all kind of think like, oh, well, this one person made that comment one time that they know me as the fashion girl, so I can never not
Or I just feel like I never really fully expressed it.
Yeah.
Like in a way that I thought versus what I thought being stylish was. Right? Like, and
Right,
I
right,
feel
right.
like not to go like too many layers of like uh a Russian doll, but it's
Sure.
just like, have I ever actually been my own personal style, or am
Mm.
I just like reflecting off of what I was
Yeah,
seeing?
yeah, yeah,
Which is
yeah.
definitely, it still happens, right? Like there's
Yeah,
trends, and
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
dress like the way you want to dress, and you want to do what you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do. But like, have I ever really, without the labels, without the thing, like try to be stylish in other ways? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm just like over it. Now I just have more
Good.
to say about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually just wanted, those that can't do teach, like I actually prefer being on the outside
Sure, of course. It's
talking
easier.
about yeah, it is
It's safer.
easier
Yeah.
being on the outside and
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. Once in a while do I want to peek myself in and do it, and like, but
Yeah.
now I rather just look from afar
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
judge.
Well, I think especially if this year is about 50 podcasts about Cracked or whatnot, I think, honey, this is the year that you're gonna be diving in, which I'm excited for. It's scary because like you don't know what necessarily is on the other side, but like,
Yeah,
you know,
I feel like it's an opportunity. I think that we're at it. There's a chasm
yeah.
happening, and I think we've had way too many interesting conversations that have not been recorded. And,
Hmm.
and I'm
Hmm.
sure you can think about this, where it's like I really do feel like somebody could actually benefit from having
Yeah,
this
yeah. I hope so.
stupidity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, there was the one question that we wanted to ask that we didn't get to, that we wanted to, was the one about social being close to religion. I mean, like
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
one
So
that
the
started this
actual
whole
topic
goddamn
instead of
this
us
whole
just shooting
prompt.
the shit like it's another, Tuesday at lunch or something. Um,
Well, we didn't know how to start this podcast off, so obviously AI helped us.
yeah, yeah.
Huge supporter of AI, and we were thinking about, or TT was thinking about, you do it, you
Yeah,
prompt
yeah,
it.
yeah.
This is your
Well,
thing.
so one of the things I've been thinking about just when social is that how like I personally like or social does have how am I gonna phrase this? Social because of the algorithm and how randomized it is, sometimes it
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
like
yeah.
to me that like when I scroll through TikTok that like every message has been sent to me specifically.
That's
They're
been
like
made for you.
especially and in some ways is I mean the for you page is branded as such. It
Yeah,
is
yeah,
for
yeah.
you. So there's that kind of like marketing
For
for
you.
that piece. But then also I think like I don't know, I like I mentioned before, I love horoscopes and I love all that
Who
spirituality shit,
doesn't? We need
right?
something.
And so when you get like a horoscope message or a spiritual message through TikTok, it's kind of hard not to think that something this is not just guided by something random. This is something and the way they played it up, it's like, oh, a spirit or somebody you love or someone who's passed on or something has sent you this message.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of hard not to kind of like take that seriously. Sometimes when
Even
also
when you know the existence of algorithms.
yeah, yeah, and yeah,
As someone who works in
as
advertising,
someone who works in advertising, I think I've maybe drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit too much, but like there is also this other aspect where like the message feels just so specific in a lot of ways.
yes.
So I don't know. It made me think, and I think there's been a lot of articles about like how a lot of people have kind of like gone to psychosis, literally,
Yeah.
with social specifically, about like really believing hinging on every word
Oh
that it
yeah.
gives.
Oh yeah.
But I think, I mean, broadly speaking, too, it's kind of the same thing with any
But imagine not knowing, right?
right,
Like even you're questioning it as someone who's literally like, we see every day
right, right, right,
how
right,
these things are
right,
completely targeted based off of
right,
science.
right, right,
But
right.
imagine having absolutely no idea about that. How compelling your argument's going to be about like
That's true.
it
Yeah,
is
exactly,
very much
exactly.
serendipitous, or it seems some type of divine intervention, not just
Yeah, yeah.
keyword targeting. Like
Well, that's
there's people that are probably getting influenced by exactly what you're saying.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think that's why it is. I mean, at best, it is kind of serendipitous in some sense. Is like the algorithm can only
Yeah,
target you so
yes.
much. You
Yeah,
know.
it can only target so much, but we know that it's connected to your phone. It's listening to
Yes, yes,
this, it's
yes,
connected to
yes.
your TV and all the things that you've ever done. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
it's going to have a pretty high probability of getting something in front of you
Right.
that you've seen or thought
I
about.
so I guess like the kind of like the offshoot of that conversation is that okay, let's go into it then. Like in the sense of like if technology is really
Let's go in.
if it's learning all of it. I mean, at this point, my phone has access to my browser history. It has access to all my passwords. It has access to who I am, everything I search on ChatGPT. Right. In
Yes.
a lot of ways, I think that the relationship with tech is much more intimate than I think people give it credit
Oh
for.
yeah, I mean people are
So
using it
then,
as their therapist at
so
this point.
so like to that point, like why wouldn't I want it to also like I probably it probably knows more about like me than my best friends do at this point.
Oh yeah.
To give you objective like advice about anything,
Are you using it for stuff like that?
I've asked, let's see, I've asked it for horoscope stuff. I've definitely asked ChatGPT to like,
Oh yeah, I mean,
and that's easy because he's just taking a birth chart and putting it in
yeah, I
anyway.
don't think that
That
that's
stuff, but then like even interpersonal things, I've asked like a question or two about it and stuff like
wow.
too.
Yeah,
And it is interesting. I mean, like they're not giving you anything. Like the thing is, okay, it's nothing. It's no rocket science here, right? It's not.
probably not.
It's like things that you could naturally like discern. If somebody, if you, because if I think of like ChatGPT or some of these algorithms as purely like technology,
Yeah,
you put in your question, it grabs like existing information to
yeah,
put that together.
yeah, yeah,
Like we're not creating a new like solution here.
yeah.
My problem is like I had a fight with a friend and all of a sudden I don't know how to deal with it. There's enough articles online to tell me,
Well,
okay,
that's what I'm saying.
conflict
It's just
management.
aggregating. It's
Yeah,
just an
yeah.
aggregator. I'm hoping.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't know. I mean,
Right.
the last thing we wanted to do is to be layering on some type of
Right.
personal opinion or
Yeah, yeah.
personal biases. Although we've known that
Right.
that's happening.
Right.
But I think there's no. I mean, not to be controversial, but like, what is different? I mean, who's to say like
Yeah,
if somebody
exactly.
if social media as your religion is any better, different, or more accurate than a horoscope
Oh,
chart
totally. Yeah, no,
or than any
exactly.
other thing?
Or just talk to an actual person. I think it's in a lot of
That
ways.
too.
Like I think that there is like
I
I don't
mean,
know.
people are using it. I was just talking to a colleague, won't
Yeah.
drop any names, and she was using it for like information on how to get over her divorce.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
not her divorce,
Right,
her
right,
like
right, right.
breakup.
Right.
And then I was just watching another show where like people are actually using it as therapy, like a therapy session.
Well, the comfort of that too, in a way, because like, technology is at base objective. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
like you type it into this non-human person. When you come in, like if you're talking to a therapist, I mean, we have bias no matter what. So you're gonna judge them. Okay, how are they dressed? What are they
For
saying?
sure.
How are they phrasing this? When you read something from AI,
True, like maybe it is truly objective.
it's truly objective. So I think
Hopefully.
a lot of people like so it depends on how you like to receive information, but sometimes people would rather hear it, look and read it very plainly.
Oh yeah,
It's much
give me a bulleted
it's
list.
more direct. Yeah, yeah. I think that as someone who
Like-
you don't go to therapy necessarily, but like I think reading an objective
I
thing from a
should though.
computer
I should though.
is easier. I think for me, someone like I need to be coaxed in. I'm not above
Yeah,
it
I
to
think
take.
that the conversation probably would help you, but I feel like the succinct 5 bullet step list of
And
how
especially
to get over.
I think I know the colleague you're talking about. I think she would probably like appreciate the candor and the directness of something from online.
Yeah,
you know?
that's why I'm like, okay, knowing what we know.
Yeah.
It was interesting to think of social media. If you look at all the elements of religion,
Right.
and why people believe, it gives them a way
Yep.
out. It has an understanding what happens after you
Yep.
die. Like it allows you to figure out
Right.
how to be right and wrong. I'm not saying social media is a great like not always a great reference
Right.
for it, but it is a reference
Right,
that
right.
somebody could still use the same judging criteria
Yeah.
to look at social media as some type of way of
Yeah.
living.
Well,
And that is actually what people are doing. Like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
they're more, I feel like just as many people are influenced by what they see on social media on how to act
Right.
and how to be and how to dress
Yeah.
versus a scripture or something.
Totally.
So,
Yeah. I think well we could mention it before we started talking about this idea of like seeing versus feeling, like we're in terms of like
Yeah.
the type of content that we get. I think that's the scary part.
were we being recorded when we said that? Maybe what was it?
It was the idea that, or I think one of the questions from the it was like
From the
are people
prof.
or do people do people believe more what they see
Or
or
what they
or
feel.
what they feel?
Yeah.
I
Great
think
question.
I think like that's the scary slippery slope. If we only take what we see and we just accept it, I think that's the scary part of religion, or like if we see social as religion or social as
Yes.
scripture,
Yeah.
because essentially you can see an AI video of someone doing something pretty salacious
And
that
it's
didn't
getting
happen.
good.
And it's getting really good.
Yeah.
I think that like the hope is that like
Frightening.
we as a society still have some level of, to your point, discernment to say, wait a minute, okay, I receive what this information is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take with it what I want from it and still interpret it. I think if we
Well,
take
it's the same,
accept things
but
blindly.
that, and which is the same process that people are using to separate themselves from being an absolutist or someone that's able to apply a level of like
right.
reality to
Yeah.
what they're reading or seeing.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
literally the same spectrum if you actually look at it. People that are using social media, are people living and dying by what they see on social media? I'm sure there's a range.
Right.
Passive users all the way up to people
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah.
like thinking that there's some type of profit on social media is just an
Yeah.
amplifier.
Right.
Same thing as religion.
Right.
So it's actually, I don't know. Like for me, it's seeing, do I need to see something or do I need to feel something? I don't know. Can you rely on your intuition anymore? I don't know. I guess you have to be someone that
I mean,
can
I
rely on
think
your
I think
intuition.
I think to your
If-
credit, you're probably more feeling than you are seeing. You see if
Oh,
you
for
you
sure.
already said like
I don't think
you're not
people know.
phased. So like you're or not being fazed by something is already a level of like skepticism and
Yeah.
feeling like, okay, well, I don't care. Like give me something better or whatever. You're still thinking about it versus like maybe even something like me. I'm like, okay, well, this message came in. This relates to me. I'm gonna take it and just swallow it and just go about my day. I think
Yeah, I mean, I still try to be an active participant, but I'm definitely not.
yeah.
I don't know. Is it bad when you just want to say I just don't get my hopes up anymore?
No.
Like that's kind of just where I'm at. Like it just in
Right.
general.
Right.
Like I- I'm excited about things, but like I have to see so much more before I'm like, okay, this is
Sure.
actually going on,
Yeah,
or this is
yeah.
actually having an impact.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I also think, I mean, they keep saying anything gets true. It's like it's only gonna get worse before it gets better anyway. So like in that sense,
are we saying generally?
generally, yeah.
Generally.
Generally, because we're not done yet. That's the thing.
I mean, we've had at
There's
least
so
2.5
much.
more years of some type of
Yeah,
like chaotic
yeah.
situation. But I mean, I don't know. I'm even just thinking on a basic level, like, what do I need to even like seeing how things are made, things get out there,
Mm-hmm.
how awards are given. Like we've just
Yeah.
seen too much to
Yeah.
like be like, can
Yes.
I even believe I can't even believe like Yelp.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's a great call. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like I
can
don't
pay for
trust
anything.
Yelp anymore.
Yeah.
Because now I just think that Yelp is where people go if they had that
Right.
one bad experience.
Right. So maybe, I mean, if more people are kind of like, so right now we're like the receipts are being pulled. You can see basically everything. You're seeing the entire blueprint.
Yeah.
I think that the next step in my mind, or like what people probably react to, is be like, look, then I got to make my own decision about things. Then I can't necessarily rely
Yeah.
anymore. So the distrust is so high now that I think maybe to your point, maybe people are gonna like actually start having to make some discernment, or like we're gonna develop like collective discernment as a group.
Do you understand like there's like there's even like I don't even want to say certain names or like certain types of
Mm-hmm.
media, but there's even like been times where I'm hearing other media people that I thought that I would never listen to.
Yeah.
And there'll be like 15, 20 minutes will go by. I'm like, oh my God, did I just listen to what that person had to say?
Mm.
Like, if you asked me 2 years ago, I would rather die than listen to
Sure.
something said by X.
Yeah.
And like now I'm like, hey, listen, like, fuck it.
Right.
Let's just hear what everybody has to say at this point.
Right.
And like to me, the conclusion is absolutely nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And to the initial point, Mass saying that nobody knows what they're doing on social media.
Yeah.
That is true.
Right.
Like there is no right or way to use social
Yeah.
media. It is a tool
Right.
that can be used to do many different
Right.
things.
Well, so then I guess maybe to that point, and I
Like,
think that's kind of a nice, almost like ambition or a goal as the strategist for like this podcast is like
bring it back.
to kind of like we're trying to like promote discernment. We're trying to like
yeah, or critical thinking.
critical thinking. Like
Critical
I think that's gonna be the way through. If like yeah, like in terms of like if everything's doom and gloom and we're in this like quiet cracking era, like how do you actually get through with it without being like
yeah, I mean, I think you have to make a
engaged?
joke about it.
Yeah, you have to make a joke about it, or like
Or
in that
talk
same,
about
or
it.
talk about it.
Yeah, or
I mean,
or more of it's like you can't not acknowledge things anymore.
And at this point, like with everything going on, especially even politically, really, like you can't really look at one thing and take you. There's the sides that they've created are kind of manufactured, like in that way. Like we've lost
Yeah.
sight of like
Oh yeah.
like it's more nuanced than I think we gave it credit for initially.
Yeah, I mean, it's never been truer. It's nuanced, and it's like it's never been truer, or I've never believed it more when people are like, "Oh, you don't know what's going on."
Mm-hmm,
They used to say that, like, "Oh, like the news, like you're only seeing like the 1% or the 2%." Now I'm like, "Oh, are we either seeing the 1% or maybe we're seeing all of it now?"
Yeah.
And like this is actually what's going on. Like
Yeah.
this is just a bunch of just people just doing whatever.
Yeah.
And now they're just oversharing,
Right,
which is
right.
like maybe we're just in the era of oversharing. Like I'm just if they're gonna overshare, I want to overshare.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some people are getting rewarded for it.
Right. I think it's gonna be hard then to that point, like because now I mean that landscape is so vast now, just in the sense that there's so many voices. Like then the sermon is
Like what's not two more though?
No,
like,
true. That's true.
What's
That's
not
true.
two more voices then?
That's
like,
true. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like why not? I mean, I would want to know, like I said, going back to why I feel like our point of view is actually really important because I still think that we're young enough that we could do something about it or have more skin in the game.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of 35-year-olds that haven't started their life yet. They're not exactly sure where they want. They're still like making moves.
Yeah.
They're actually saying that the highest amount of job change happens when you're 37.
Yeah.
In that age, 37 to 38.
Right.
So I do think like right now people are actually making these. They have enough money in the bank to like be able to actually make these moves. In your 20s, you like joke about moving to Europe.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of like, well, we can actually do it.
Yeah,
if we really wanted to, do we actually want to do it?
Well, yeah.
And that's different.
Well, that's what brings up like going back to like kind of like that's why, is this a generational thing, or is this as naturally a point of age that we are going through what we're going through?
Yeah.
I think that like, maybe what's relevant for millennials specifically going through this change is that like the thing that we subscribe to is like passion will like, we are going to like achieve based on passion. Now I think that allowing ourselves to kind of have the shift in the strategy or in the progression at 37 is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we can actually, we spent our 20s and early 30s like selling in the strategy of our life. Now it's like actually time to do it.
Yeah, do it or change it
or change it. Like that's why I kind of feel
yeah.
like now it's just like, okay, this podcast is the implementation of a strategy that I've spent 10 years working up towards, which is I work with so many cool, fun, interesting, smart, different types of people. Often you're not rewarded for sharing their point of views at work just because like that's not what you're paid for. You're paid to work for a client. Like why not create a space where I like, let's start recording some of these really interesting conversations.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if anything, like what you guys are watching, like I love the fact that you watch so much TV and not TV, well not TV for you, but movies.
Yeah.
Because like I could sit around and talk about like what that meant to me forever. Like just the heated rivalry at all. I know we've spoken about it twice. Like I could talk about it forever. I've seen so many more clips of it. Like that is so interesting. It's a piece of TV and media that really is affecting. We've spoken about it, how people are going to market, how people are going to look at that particular niche, how people are going to look at those actors, how people are going to think about TV shows moving forward, relationships in general.
Right.
It's really, really interesting to see it kind of gaining momentum, as you were saying.
Yeah.
Like there is an intersection and a need to acknowledge what's going on that side to be successful professionally on this side, which I feel like which is where we play.
Yeah.
We've been focusing on.
Well, I think it's just like I mean, there's going to be a cohort that we probably know well that's going to be like, well, this stuff has been around, y'all just haven't been looking for it.
Yeah.
There's one perspective. But I do think that, culture happens in waves, and like we've kind of like tired out like one niche. Now it's time for something new. Yeah. And I think that this is kind of, so there's implications necessarily, or there's going to be more content that's kind of going to be similar to that.
It's so good.
Which, good. But then at some point,
good for me.
Yeah, good for all of us. Really.
Yeah.
But then
whether you know it or not,
we're gonna revisit this in 2027 and be like, we're tired of it. We want something new too. So I think like this happens just to also be the wave. So I think like what we need to. I think when we work in marketing, we are always trying to anticipate.
Yeah.
I think that this is a moment to ride it and say like, not think what's next, but like let's actually like take this moment and actually
which I feel like we never do.
We never do.
Yeah.
We never get a chance to do it.
Our biggest. Well, listen, the brands that are smart enough to not be too scared, that is going to be the ones that are going to succeed the most.
Right.
Like that is the biggest freaking obstacle I've realized. Like the people are just straight up scared to be the first one to do anything, let alone like work with a new show or work with new actors. Obviously, I get it. Takes one bad press moment to be like, oh well, shit, that was a really bad partnership. But like, if someone's smart enough to be like, let's take the chance.
Yeah,
they're gonna definitely
maybe, and then now we're talking like not about work, but necessarily, but like about how we kind of position things. I think it's less about like not being afraid now. I think it's just more like owning exactly who you are and who are the people we're trying to bring into this. Like I think they're like the folks, the brands that are gonna work with heated rivalry in that sense are the brands like truly because the content of it is so it's like kind of like controversial, like whatever.
Yeah.
But you're owning like what this is and what your audience likes about it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like being like, because I don't think it's clearly not for everyone in terms of even from a brand perspective. Not every brand should be going into heated rivalry, but if your audience
I don't see Old Navy, dropping the next campaign with the two actors,
or maybe I don't know, like that audience,
or maybe
because that audience, I mean, having worked on Old Navy, it's like it's families, it's young moms that are shopping. Like it makes a little bit more sense in a sense for them to work with them versus like Goldfish crackers or something.
Yeah, for sure. Or I would love to actually see a sports company own that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it would be really nice to see like an actual hockey company or whatever, sporting goods.
The NHL has been interestingly kind of like jumping on it a little bit more, which is interesting.
Have they said anything about the show NHL? Like the actual,
Not
have they put out a
I
statement?
haven't seen the statement necessarily, but I mean, I've been getting a lot more targeted ads recently.
Well,
So someone on their
God. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know if you know.
Yeah, that's God. That was God. Yeah, God's talking to me right now. But I do think that
Talking through your
I
heated
do think that like, someone said pump the media dollars now
Yeah.
and get it up there.
Something is happening
Yeah,
because
yeah.
even, well, like I said, I binge watched it after
Yeah,
you
yeah.
told me that was
Right,
good.
right,
And it
right.
was like, it's amazing. It's amazing because it's actually like, if you remove all the obvious reasons why people are weird about it, it's like a really just lovely story.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like a really
Right,
good show,
right,
easy watch. Like
right.
I said, for us that don't really like hockey,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hockey light.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
you can move
Totally,
around it,
totally.
and it's just a really nice love story.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like it in that fact. It was an easy watch, but in general, maybe that's the perfect combination. Easy story with making people just feel like more comfortable. I was just watching a clip of Andy Cohen talking to the actor from it.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was saying like what people are saying that it's so like it's raunchy or it's like it's very
Oh, yeah,
explicit.
yeah.
And the guy was like, we only show butts. We're not showing like full frontal.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no boobs in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like every episode of Sex and the City has like
Right,
a
right, right.
set of in every episode, but yet
Yeah,
nobody
yeah, yeah.
said that.
Right, right, right.
And it's like why people are saying that. I'm just like, well, we know why. Let's like remove that from an obvious standpoint, but it's more of like a really nice coming of age story, which
Yeah.
I actually didn't think that the show was, and I knew we were going to start talking about it if I put it on here.
Yeah.
I didn't think the show was going to take place over such a long amount of time.
Oh, I know. It went out like, yeah, yeah.
I know you've had like feedback on the actual timeline.
The time cuts is a little much for me. But yeah, I don't know. I think then to that point, like, because what I don't want from folks to like take away, because like I can imagine like what we all been in that pitch room where we're trying to pitch to executives, we're trying to bring it up to something that can relate to everybody. Whereas this is just a love story. Whereas like I do think that the content itself is important, and
and it's good,
and the not only the content but the context and like what it's about is important to bring to the surface, because we're not like next year isn't going to be the year about love stories or like unrequited love or like closeted between hetero. Like we need to dive into these topics that people actually care about as well.
Well, it covers a lot. Like I feel like just sports in general
Right.
is an interesting topic.
Yeah,
One, romance within sports,
Yeah, yeah.
let alone being at same sex.
Yeah, yeah.
In hockey, interesting.
Right.
The coming out of the family, or how there was a lack thereof coming out, I thought was a really interesting storyline.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mentioned to you, like the secondary character of, what is his name, Hunter? I just really liked that storyline.
Sure,
I thought
sure,
that was really interesting.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a well done show.
Yeah.
Like me and everybody else on the internet. But.
Yeah. I guess my caution, I think what you were saying earlier about like, the brands that are going to work with this or might be scared. I think that it can be quickly this whole thing can be quickly sanitized by a brand.
Yeah.
To like completely remove, so that you just have like, then it's just about
now it's
like
just another show that
has like I think that the brands are going to do it well, are going to keep the integrity of like what the basis of it. And it's not like, and we've been placed in these kind of positions where it's like, oh, well, we want the actor to come in and play and be
but don't say this, don't
say that. We're actually going to completely redress you and do it exactly.
And we're going to write your script
and everything. It's like we need to still somewhat maintain. And those are the brands that are going to do it well. And that's how people are going to respond to it.
I wonder, I'm sure they're getting so many inquiries about people wanting to work with them. They're probably,
I'm sure,
like going to be very skeptical, like very discerning about the first brand that they actually choose.
Yeah. Well, they've started to do a few things. I know they did like the Quinn.
You said they did the audiobooks.
Audiobooks and stuff. So they've kind of started,
which is actually really smart. Now I think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah,
well,
we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, I think we did good. We did a full hour.
We did a full hour.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to cut it to 40.
Okay, perfect.
How are we doing? You good? It sounds good. All right.
Do you have like a
a closer?
A closer or anything? Any closing question?
A closing question. I think. What is going to be your biggest obstacle?
Oh, nice.
In keeping an optimistic point of view for 2026, like what can you see being something that's going to be difficult for you to stay optimistic?
Let's see. That's a really good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. It's like you're made for this.
It's like It's like I'm kind of no.
Yeah.
You've been such a good test run.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a test. Maybe it's a permanent.
Oh yeah.
Co-hosting season.
We have to negotiate my rate. But,
all right.
Nonetheless, no. What is the biggest obstacle? Well, the one thing that you mentioned, I think is the first obstacle is that like making sure that we keep the integrity of culture. I think in that way, like not like I think that some all the brands that we've worked on, that we have tried to like
Like, what gets in the way?
Create the moment rather than ride the moment. We're like, oh, like we want to own it. We want to live it. Like, we try to create like the similar environment, but like on our channel. So that would be one. But your question was more like, what's gonna
more you personally
obstacle from to stay
optimistic? Like I
optimistic?
feel like you've been saying, this is the year, fuck it. Yeah, let me like egg everybody on. Let me be the one that says go for it. Like what would be something that would keep you from doing that?
I think the minute that you start to like look left and right, I think like really like
look what other people are doing.
Yep, I think that's the like comparison truly is a thief of joy. I think the more that you start to look at where other people are at, and you start to reassess why aren't I there.
Yeah,
that's when you start to kind of question like why you're even doing something, when it's like where you should be coming from, which is hard. It's not, and I think giving ourselves kind of that grace of being able to like there's good days and bad days with it, but like choosing something that genuinely makes you feel happy sometimes is kind of lonely. You might not like something that everyone else likes,
or kind of embarrassing,
and like in that sense, but embarrassment comes from paying attention to how people are acting.
Yeah. Very true.
Very
true.
I think that's going to be kind of like a big obstacle in that way.
I agree. I think
especially at this age at 30 or mid 30s, because everyone is somehow leveling up in a different way.
Yeah, everyone's checking back in to see how they're doing.
Yeah,
and
also
they're looking at everyone's pages to see.
Yeah. You're getting married, you're having more kids, you're buying a new house, you're going traveling. Like this is like because to your point, we have the money to do it. We have every.
I find myself doing which I'm very much not like that, but that's true. I think that's interesting. I'd probably be the same answer and probably a little bit different, which is like I have to just go with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like let's just go with it, stick to it, like just be consistent for a year. Like I can't worry about can't worry about it, right? Like just don't look at other stuff. Like I need to just be confident that we know what we're doing. We've done this for so long. How bad could it be?
Right.
Which is really like that's my motto. Like how bad could it be?
Yeah.
Like just put the fucking shit out there and see if something sticks.
Yeah.
Or if anything, like it's fun. It's even just been nice talking.
Yeah. No, it's nice. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think it's enjoyable. Well, I'm reminded.
With an objective adult, that's not like. It's just nice to have a conversation.
Yeah, totally. I've been enjoying it too. But actually, that reminds me of the Adele quote. It's the Adele.
Oh, you're gonna close with an Adele,
like I said. Close with Adele. I actually have even the clip because I saved it because I loved it so much.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if we can license that. Whatever. Okay.
That's true. If I actually get sued by something, that would be fun.
I mean,
that means I actually make it.
Can't control anything.
I can't believe you have queued up an Adele.
That's because I liked it so much, and I was like, "That's exactly what it is." It's like you can't control anything. Clearly, we can't control anything. Everything's meaningless, but you just gotta have fun and roll with it, and that's all we can really do. So that's my That's yeah.
The only thing I'm telling you, like, and I'm not gonna put this in, but I'm gonna cut it out. But it's like it's just the fear that somebody at work will see something that they don't like, and that gets perpetuated. And then that's not going to happen. In fact, everybody is very supportive, and that I think that anybody's looking. It's more so it should be point A. Point B is that maybe I say something I don't like. That like weird fear and anxiety, which is not real. Like I'm just creating it. Like that shit needs to stop.
Well, I think it is a fear. Like
especially in this climate, people are. I don't even know how people think anymore.
Your fear is valid, but like I think the way that maybe what helps me is that people get away with so much shit.
They really do.
Other than this type of stuff.
This can't be that bad.
Like, and it like, or that, but also like, why can't we? Like, that's why I don't understand. Like, we give people so much grace. It's like, they are like literally being like the worst person at work, but then
literally. They get rewarded.
And they're getting rewarded. So then why the fuck am I not getting rewarded for that too?
I swear, that's going to be the next one. I'm getting all this weird stuff. And again, I don't know if it's because of work, but it's like, the people that get rewarded at work are not the people that do the most work.
No.
They are the people that are the most visible. It's the people that just keep fucking putting them in the front that are not contributing, but they're like there to just like move stuff around. Like those are the people that get rewarded. But I don't know publicly, like at work, professionally, like for me. But it's like I don't want to be rewarded through work. Like I think that I would actually feel like it's a reward when it's accomplished like on my own merit.
Yeah.
So that's also what this podcast is. Like, I'll be more visible, but not on the back of my corporate situation.
Right. Well, yeah. Let's keep at it. Let's keep doing this. Because what you're gonna
We will
find,
keep adding.
what you'll find 3 months in is that like you'll get so rewarded from this in different ways that like
Yeah.
whatever people fucking like, people say fucking work, and then what does it even matter then? You know, like you're getting paid, like, you know, it's cringe until it's not.
Yeah,
And that's how, and that's the delusion of creators.
Exactly. Like the first year of any
and then you'll
TikTok
quit, and then you'll be
star
like,
was
whatever the fuck,
probably
who cares?
cringe.
Yeah,
like when you had two views, which is who knows.
Yeah.
All right.
True.
All right. Well, cool. Well, let's wrap here. We did
Okay,
it.
we did it.
We did
We're done.
it.
All right, thank you.